Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for making the time out to join us today for our monthly knowledge session of the YLP, the December edition. And as we'll have it, this is going to be the last session for the year 2025, and then we have more coming up in 2026. We look forward to having you guys with us. And today's session is going to be on the Lawyer's Billing Toolkit, practical application of the NBA Remuneration Order 2023, which is being delivered by our facilitator, Alright Egwe. Barrister Alright is a sex, marriage, and family life coaching psychologist, an OAP, a pastor, and also a divorce and family lawyer. He is a lawyer with over 14 years at the bar experience and also a marriage and family life counseling psychologist with over 21 years of experience in counseling. He studied law at Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, and has a master's degree in counseling psychology from the University of Ibadan, among other academic and other licensing certifications he has. He aims to help people with legal matters, romance like God, lead their emotions, master their sexuality, and live Zoe every day. He is the lead counselor at the All Rights Passion, which provides therapy and counseling services on sex, relationships, marriage, life, family life, mental health, and other incidental matters. He is a principal partner at the Family Lawyers and a partner with Starlight Legal Practitioners, Graceview Chambers, and Nelson Bridge Solicitors. He is also an associate pastor of Global Harvest Church, Victor Adeyemi Ministries, Outer Ring Road Branch, Ibadan, and enjoys playing the harmonica. He is married to Vivian Alright, and they have two sons. So with that, I introduce Mr. Alright to please lead us in this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for everyone that is present. I believe everybody can see my slides, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Uh, okay.
If we all can see it, please can we put in one in the chat box? Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. So it's good to be here. So good. Thank you, Ogate Jani, and every other team member who has made this possible. The Lawyers Billing Toolkit, right? That happens to be my topic for us to see how we can apply it as young lawyers, as young professionals, how we can apply it to our everyday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my office, we were having a retreat and trying to see how we can just better our practice as an office. So we had a retreat for those 3 days. Next week, so we took a break, right? Today, Thursday and Friday, so that we can attend to some clients. Next week, we'll resume the retreat again. Then we take a break to attend to clients before we are calling it a year to resume. And one of the things that I was sharing in that retreat with younger colleagues and with staff was that I may not appear so good in many things, but there are things that everyone just says this guy is good at. I'm not good at those things because I got them as a gift, but I learned them. I learned them. So I learned the art of billing as a lawyer. Let me explain to you how it all started. I was working for this amazing principal in Makurdi. So I was working for my principal in Makurdi. I worked in Makurdi, interestingly. I ended up marrying from Benue. And I noticed that there were these clients were always coming to our office. Our office, like people will always coming in and out, in and out. They just want to ask questions. They just want to follow up on their case. They just want to do this. Oh, they were passing by, so they decided to stop by to say hi to their lawyer. And it did not just make sense to me. I don't like busy offices. That's interesting. I don't like an office that is busy. I want to enter my office room or my office space, do my work, and go home. As much as possible, I don't want to see more than three people in a day while I'm working, right? But then I noticed something that these people will always come into the office. Beyond them always coming, we had bees, maintenance bees, all those bees for the cleaners, for the complex. We had DSTV, we were running DSTV, we had office line, we had these different things. So one day I sat down and I told my boss, I said, sir, my principal, I said, sir, how about any person that comes in and says he wants to see a lawyer pays 500 naira consultation fee? I said, with this number of people that come, we'll have money to be able to buy renew our DSTV subscription, buy ink and buy papers, pay for all these utility bills, pay for electricity, pay for the cleaners and the rest. We should be able to charge 500 naira. My boss was like, no, what's that? So you cannot allow people coming to your office again and all of that, right? So I said, okay, no problem. Let's see what's going to happen. And I kept on trying to convince them, trying to convince them, trying to convince them. It wasn't working. Then I relocated to Ibadan in 2014. So when I relocated to Ibadan in 2014, working from home, then later got office. And I said I was going to start this. It did not make sense at that time because I was in the NBA, although I did not do a lot of questionings and visitations, but I actually did not know any lawyer that was collecting consultation fees. I did not know any lawyer that was collecting consultation fees. So, but when clients would say they wanted to see me in my office, I'll tell you that in our office, if you want to come to our office to see lawyer, you must pay 500 naira consultation fee. Oh. You see, I gave them a trick. I was like, if you want us to talk on phone, it is free. If you call, let us talk on phone, it is free. But if you say you want to come to the office to see us, it is 500 naira consultation fee. That was actually how I started 500 naira consultation fee at about 2015. More in 2016, right? So from there, it moved to 1,000. From there, it moved to 2,000. From there, it moved to 5,000. You see, by the time I was hitting 2,000, 5,000, my secretary and even my principal, that's the interesting. I mean, in the same office where I am right now, people will come in to see my principal and he does not charge consultation fee, but people come in to see all right and they pay consultation fees. So, so they're like, I don't give you charge consultation fee. I said, see, I cannot be using my money to be running some things in this office. People cannot come here, spend 45 minutes, spend 1 hour, spend 1 hour, 30 minutes, and will just walk away. It's not possible. You cannot take my time and it will be free. I don't care if I'm doing your case for you. So that's how we started charging. Then I did something. I told the secretary, by the time I increased the money, like for example, by the time it was 5,000, I told the secretary that, see, collect the money from these people. Any person that wants to see all right, collect 5,000 naira from them first. For every 5,000 naira you collect, and 1,000 naira is your own. So you remit only 4,000. That thing gingered her, right? So we increased it to 10,000 naira. And I think that for every 10,000 naira you collect as consultation fee, you get 2K. So she was like, are you serious? So she had to learn how to present this to prospective clients, how to convince them on it, and they were paying. I had a session today. I had a consultation session today, or somebody who wants me to review her divorce. That was between 12 o'clock and 1 p.m. And the person paid the 100,000 naira consultation fee. So if you actually want to speak with me right now on Meet, okay, I don't use Zoom. We're having this conversation on Zoom. You want to speak with me on Zoom or you want to speak with me on, they say consultation fees 100,000. And my consultation fees alone in a month can pay all my staff salary. And I have about 7 staff, right? And only consultation fee without us having to do any other thing, only consultation fee in a month. Because in this week alone, I've done 3 consultations in this week. So that's 300K. right, in this week. So what I'm trying to say is that as a young lawyer, you can do it. I know I'm 14 plus years at the bar, right? I know I may be in my late 30s, but I just want to let you know that you can do it. And what I want to share with you today, what I want to help you guys do today is to help you people see that this thing is real. This is something you can do no matter your social status, no matter how intelligent you may be in the topic. It's just about you learning it. And I started learning it from when I did law in practice in law school, and they taught us negotiation skills. So over time, I'm not having to read things. You see, I'm dressed in native today, right? Because my clients know that I must not dress in suit, right? So how do you present it? How do you convince people to pay you these monies? How do you the remuneration order says it is for 10% for landed documents. How do you convince people who over time have been used to paying lawyers? Lawyer, if he give you 20K, lawyer now 50K I get to, if he pay you 50K. How do you convince somebody who has been used to paying 50K to now pay 10% of 1M? Right? How do you get to do all this convincing? This is what I want to share with you. The good thing about it is that I'm also a counseling psychologist. So what it means is that I get to convince people every day on how to live their life, how the kind of choices they have to make. And these are the things I'll be bringing on board to help everyone. So if you stay with me before the end of today, if you have not been charging consultation fee, for example, you'd have started charging, even if you have to start at the same 500 naira where I started. But you necessarily do not have to start from there. But I started from there, right? And now I have actually I have charged somebody. Yesterday I charged somebody 100K for consultation. After the person paid the 100K for consultation, I charged the person 350K to write a letter for her to her husband to give her access to their child pre-divorce. So that 350, that 450K that that person paid for consultation and for letter yesterday, the fee for her divorce is not even part of it. And I'm going to see how we'll learn all of this. I don't for those who know me, I'm not such a you may not see me as one of those flamboyant or one of those very rich, one of those very, very exclusive so and so lawyers. But interestingly, I have seen senior lawyers and I've seen many young lawyers come to my office to just say they want to learn how to charge. And yet, these people, by all standard of weight, okay, no, by all standard of monetary weight, yes, let's say it that way, by all standard of monetary weight, are richer than me. But they will tell me I know how. I have seen people who tell me, all right, person just call me, say me I can't do so thing for Ramu. I beg advise me how I'll take charger and wait till I'll charger. And they're like, okay, guy, wait till your mind where you want charge. Okay, now this one in my mind where I want charge, but I don't know how to convince this client. I was okay, yeah, do one like this, do one like this. And the client will be convinced. In fact, somebody said they just told him that he should meet with somebody at the police station. We were together, like we were together. We just left court for those who know Ibadan, Yagokun court. And he said, somebody just said I should meet him at the police station for so. Like, okay, we don't know what the case yet is. We don't know what to talk to court. I just okay, that tell the person that you usually don't go to court to. You usually don't go to police station, but because of him, the minimum you can collect is 350K. So I said, oh yeah, tell the person this is how much you will collect. But just say the minimum is 350K. I say for why? I say if the person is like, it's too much. And I say, I will carry my suit. I will not go and be sitting down with police. And you not get to police now. Police will not be talking to you anyhow. They will be intimidated and the rest. I said, just tell them that if you are doing, pity them and say 450. So at the end of the day, he just told them exactly what I told him to do. And in my presence there, the person was not begging 350. And that's the minimum 350 that he said. So it's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, just pay and I go do there. The moment the person paid the money, he put me in his car, he took me to his tailor and he told the tailor to make me a suit. So I'm having a suit as a Christmas gift from someone because I just showed him how to just do a simple charges. And I was like, I don't go to police station unless you are paying 650. If you are not paying 650, I will not even want to step in there. I don't want to know what the matter is. But over that 650 that you are paying me, I'm still telling you that I'm only going to the police station to ask the IPO what the matter is. Once the IPO tells me what the matter is, I'm leaving. So don't expect me to spend more than 30 minutes at the station. Once I know what the matter is, I'll go back to my office and I'll make the decisions of how I want to handle the case and the rest. So these are just some of the things I want us to see how we can learn together. I have learned them. I am still learning them. Um, my one of my mentors in teaching me consultation fee has said I should increase my consultation fee to 150,000 naira. And I told her that was January this year, and I told her that, ma'am, um, my spirit cannot carry it yet. She said, I understand. As in when she told me that in January, my consultation fee was 70K, 70K consultation. And she told me increase it to 150. And I said, I cannot carry it. She said, okay, no problem. I will allow you grow. Just go at your pace, but know that I actually want you to get to 150. So I've got it to 100 now, fixed. But still in this, I have charged people 500K for consultation. All right. I have written letter that I sent via WhatsApp for 850K. Like, we did not deliver the letter. It was via WhatsApp. And I'm a family lawyer. So I'm not saying I wrote a letter for a company. I wrote a letter for a business. No, I mean, I wrote a letter on behalf of a wife, and I wrote a letter on behalf of a wife to her husband, giving her, giving him pre-action notice that if he doesn't go for counseling to deal with his adultery, we were going to be filing for divorce. And the client paid 850K for that letter. And I sent the letter via WhatsApp. Right. So these are just some of the things that I want us to just see how we can learn. I am mastering it. And if we all learn it together, we can all master it and grow together. Right. Because as much as possible, I want to be a very rich lawyer. I don't even regard myself as a rich lawyer. I'm not even yet a wealthy lawyer. Like, how much do I have? I'm still a tenant. Even right now, two of us are speaking right now. But the fact that somebody still paid me 100K consultation fee now, today, as two of us are speaking right now. Right now, I'm not even mobile right now. Right now, right now, I won't need a car. It was, I'm not in the office right now. I'm in my home office. I did not go to the office today. I said I want to rest and work from home. I'm my home office right now. But yesterday it was boats that I used. All right, it was boats that I used. So I'm not trying, I don't want you to see this as something so far off. I want you to, you know, domesticate the learnings and just see that, see, this guy is just like us. He's just an everyday guy like us. All right. So inside this week, I don't take bike plenty times. And yet it did not reduce my consultation fee. You understand it? Because right now I'm not even mobile. I'm not even mobile right now. So no matter the phase where you may be or whatever it is that is happening with you, I want you to be able to relate with it. And one of the first things I want to share with you, but please don't be afraid of figures. I used to be so afraid of figures. I'm beginning to befriend people who talk figures. Like, talk figures. Like, somebody had called. I said, when I was still charging 650K, when I was still charging 650K for divorce, somebody had still come to meet me after charging 3.5M and still asking me, like, all right, this 3.5M that I charge this person, do you think is enough? And I was still in the level of 650. Right? So let's just see how we can grow together. Stay with me. Hmm? I know I've taken some of my time, but I want you to understand that this is not far-fetched. It's not far from you. It's something we can do, something we can achieve together. I have been pursuing this for years. I am growing. Even before I ever become senior advocate of Nigeria, I will charge their consultation fee. I will charge it. Right. I was hearing, is it not Otedola, Femi Otedola that mentioned that they charge, somebody charged them, how much was the consultation fee? The consultation fee was other $5 million in his book, that somebody consultants just to consult charge them $5 million for consultation. I can get there. I can get there. I can get there. I We'll do it. We'll get there. We'll charge it, right? So now, um, what the remuneration order really did for us as lawyers, I think that's the first guided thing it did, is that it set for us a minimum threshold. KGB is now an SAN, and Mr. Ojo is also now an SAN. But before they ever became SANs, several years ago, they were sharing with me and some other young lawyers who just visit them in the office, courtesy visit, YLF, and they said something, and I can still remember KGB in my head. He said, never, never, never charge, never give charges from a hungry stomach. Never give charges from a hungry stomach. And I think that's one of the first things the remuneration order has is the remuneration order have said that no matter how things, okay, sorry, I'm Edo. I was born and raised in Edo. So Pidgin is my lingua franca. Pidgin is my official, my primary language, my language one, L1. Um, so I may be speaking Pidgin. If you do not understand Pidgin, if there's any person here that much, you don't understand Pidgin, please let me know. I know this is a professional meeting, but see, we are talking business. We are not talking about law in practice now. So we are talking business.
Yeah.
Allow me be able to
No, no, no.
to let's flow.
Yeah, you should express yourself as much as you can because the purpose of today's meeting is to ensure that the practical nitty-gritty of it. We want to move away from
Mhm.
theory. We know what the
Okay.
order says, but let us know
Uh,
the cocoa. How do you translate what you see in the book into reality
yes.
and into your bank account? To the point
Mhm.
where I know I once served in Ibadan and
Yes.
I did my extension, my service here, the first part with the learning
Mhm.
sick, and he said one thing during one of the time I was there. He said, "God forbid a lawyer that takes
Mhm.
a bike while wearing your full, legal
Regalia.
attire, regalia."
Yeah.
I said he doesn't understand it. So you see, and
Yes.
it's that point where you're not lacking the substance mentally, but you
Yes.
just have the inability to translate what you have up here into finance, and then you being able to earn that sum that then gets you into that particular position where you don't get into a room and then anybody questions whether or not this person is a lawyer by virtue of how you're dressed or how you appear.
True. True.
You rightly said, don't make a decision from the position of hunger. Don't
Mhm.
build from the position of hunger. You know what you are bringing to the table is value. So the whole
Yes.
essence of this session is be as practicable as possible so that people have the foundation to be able to pivot into the system, and then people can then say, look, looking back at this session we had on YLP, all right, broke it down to the extent that I know how to do things. Now I can go out into
Okay.
the world and be a better person. So thank you, Steve. Right on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So now don't negotiate from your stomach. That was the counsel I was giving then. Right. Don't negotiate from your stomach. Even if there's no food in your house, don't negotiate. I had to also train my wife in that understanding. So for those of you that are married or those of you that when you're getting married, you want to raise your wife to understand that this is the mindset of a lawyer. So I remember one time a client was supposed to pay 150,000 naira for an agreement. And he said he had only that she will pay 70,000 naira that she has and the rest. And we were pregnant, we had no money, there was no food in the house. And my wife said, Sugar, you are not taking that money. Right, because I had also wired her to the mindset that we don't take money from hunger, from the point of hunger. Like, we are not taking that money. I said, okay, that's fine. Thank God we have got it there. So this remuneration also helps you as a shield. As a shield means that it's telling you that you cannot go below this. Then if somebody is coming and telling you that what you are charging is too much, you're like, see, come. This is what the law actually says I should charge. Right? It's so interesting to know that the law tells me what I should charge. Right? The law tells me what I should charge. It tells me if you think that what I'm charging you is too high, come on, see the law. The law says I cannot go below this. So it gives us that professionalism. It gives us that professional framework that we are working around. And if every one of us we enforce the remuneration order, it will become so easy for us to do certain things. So I want to say something first of all that you should in every way empower yourself. I want you to empower yourself to be for to be for value and not necessarily for efforts. I have seen a lawyer say that the bill of charges, for example, is wrong. That what does it take us to do an agreement? And this was the lawyer that was saying it. That what does it actually take us for us to do an agreement? We just said this is the agreement and the rest. So why should we now be collecting 10%? And maybe yes, imagine that the 10% is 50 million because we are just editing land, we are editing a document that why can't we just put it like maybe a 50K or something. And I said something and he calculated how much it would cost us to produce these documents, and to produce these documents will not cost us up to 5K. So I told him that I don't even understand why he's putting it at 50,000 naira. We should put it at 5K because 2,000 naira will produce the documents, then we have 3,000 naira profit. So there's actually no need, right? There's no need of us even billing 50. Why? So why should you bill 10%? You should realize that what you're actually billing is not for just the work you do, but for the value that you bring. It means that that particular letter is this person's life, that letter. Because I remember I was in university several years ago. I was in university, and this was maybe in the year 2007. And I heard my lecturer say, as at that 2007, that he wrote a letter to the police for just whether 150,000 naira. 2007, 150,000 naira. 2000, is it 2007 or 2006 thereabouts? We pay my school fees from 100 level to 500 level, and I will see have change. And somebody said he wrote it, he wrote a letter, and that was what he was paid, one of my lecturers. So it opened my head. Now, it's not actually the effort that I put into the work, it's the value that I bring. And if you give yourself so much value, your name carries weight. Like your name, most people don't even know that all right is in Ibadan. They think that all right is somewhere else. They're like, so all right, you mean you live in, I say I live in Ibadan, right? But I have presented the value so much that little by little, my name is having weight in the family law industry and also in the counseling psychology industry, right? Now, you be before you start, not after you finish. It's one error many of us want to do. We want to be quick to do work. You see, we are very motivated, enthusiastic, want to just do work. But no, before we will start talking, you want to know what your B is. I mean, I have a friend that my mentor actually when it comes to billing, her WhatsApp status, her WhatsApp profile status actually read, I don't answer any law question for free. Right? So the moment you are chatting her, you already know that see, I don't do it, I will not even answer you at all. Now you are not billing the clients, you are billing the problem. So the problem is, if this problem is very big for you, I'm going to use family law. You actually want to leave this marriage, like you seriously want to leave this marriage. Should 3M be too big for you to spend to leave this marriage? So that's how you beat the problem, right? You want to get this particular car, you want to get this landed property, like a land. Do you think that this 10% that you're paying is actually for a land? You must see the problem that the person is bringing. Like, you want to sue the police, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to advise. Like, I want to give you legal advice of what is the best step to take. Like, my clients today, what was her consultation about? Her husband fights for divorce in Nigeria. She's like, no, she doesn't want to do a divorce in Nigeria. She wants to fight the divorce in UK. What do I have to do? So you can see the problem. She doesn't want to do it in Nigeria because her husband is very influential in Nigeria. She wants to do it in the UK, but now she needs to know what does the law say. So I had to like, that is the problem. So that problem is what you are billing for. And your fee reflects the risk you carry. See, if you collect 5,000 naira appearance fee, you will not be under pressure to get to court late. But if your appearance fee is like people like us that collect 30 to 50,000 naira appearance fee. So I collect 30 to 50,000 naira appearance fee. If I collect a 50,000 naira appearance fee, God knows how to get to the court before my client gets the SF. I want my client to come to court seeing that his lawyer is already seated and ready for the case. Right? So what amount of risk do you want to handle? Some of us don't actually do our documents well. And the truth about it is that because we are not pricing well. During this retreat, one of the things I was telling um my colleagues and the staff was something simple. I say, and we're using the case we had yesterday as a case study. I say, client that just paid the office right now 450K for all right to write a letter to her husband. Would you write that letter anyhow? Would you allow grammatical errors and typographical errors to be there? No, you can't take that risk. Because the person that can pay you 450 for you to write that kind of letter, that I write my husband's to tell my husband that if he does not stop this, I'm going to go for divorce. That person can carry an SCN to arrest you. That person can be influential enough to ruin your career. Right? So you it also helps you to know what's the type of risk that you want. So understanding the structure of the remuneration order. If you do not have the remuneration order, please go and get it. I may share it with every lawyer should have it by now. If you don't have it by now, please look for somebody that will not expose you to ask the person for it so that the person will give. Because if you just come to the general public, if you want to ask in the general public, you can say, "Oh, I don't know where my remuneration order is again. Can somebody please help me?" And that's how you say it. So since 2023, like we understand that different things are there's the apportioning of what we should charge for the different things, the litigation fees, whether it's litigation, whether it's corporate commercial transactions, whether it is real estate, whether it is probate, whether it is consultation, negotiation, and contract drafting, recovery of debts, perfection of security, whether it's hourly billing or general practice. We understand that the remuneration gives an order for this. So what the remuneration order is telling you, so if you guys don't mind, I may mention people's names. So what the remuneration order is telling you, Emmanuel, what is telling you, Alabi, what is telling you, Damaris, is that see, based on your age and where you live, this is your minimum value. So if you don't know what your value is as a lawyer, just go to the remuneration order and see your minimum value. I don't know what I'm what. I don't know what is it that I'm supposed to charge. I don't know how I'm supposed to go about it. The remuneration order actually just gives you what your minimum value is. And I want you to pay attention to that. Now, I mentioned everything about consultation fee, and I want to start about consultation fee because that's the basics of where we get to interact and interact with people. Will I say you should stop giving free legal advice on your WhatsApp status or give free legal
Yeah,
advice on Facebook and the rest? Well,
please restrict it. Restrict it. People need to stop giving free advice. Restrict it. You need to emphasize it because by so doing, interestingly, I saw there was this trend on Twitter one time about one designer that had an issue with Rema,
Hmm,
and I happened to see a tweet of a council saying, "Oh,
mhm,
I'm going to offer someone to have her contact him. He wants to offer free pro bono services and the likes, only for there to, further details about the incident to be released." And I saw that I read that Rema had paid this person about, if you see, millions of dollars or thousands of dollars with respect to that particular tax itself. And I'm wondering in my head, someone that earns thousands of dollars or maybe millions of naira, are you sure that that person cannot afford legal fees that you're offering pro bono
exactly,
services? Like, it
exactly,
makes no sense.
exactly.
If,
It
if
does
you
no
offer
sense.
free services to the rich, you will always be regarded as a free service person.
And this is
It
the
doesn't
interesting
make
thing.
sense.
Even if you want to give legal advice on social media, you want to give it on your status and the rest, don't give the complete thing. I will usually say you want to give like the general thing. This is their question. Their question actually needs the exception. So instead of mentioning the exception, give the general. Let it be that will not come and ask, like in this my particular case right now, and this is what is happening. What do you think? Do you think that this same thing will apply? Then I'll not tell them that, oh, sorry, I'm busy right now because I'm in a particular consultation session and I want to give you attention. That's how I say it. So you guys will realize that you need to go and read books on, even if you're not reading books, YouTube. Go on YouTube and read, watch things on the art of persuasion, the art of negotiation, the art of communication. You want to, yes, I know you are a lawyer, but you want to go and read and watch things on customer service representative, how to be a good front desk officer, because that's actually who you are. When people call you, you're actually your customer care officer. To them, they are calling a lawyer, but to you, it's customer service. The moment they are done mentioning their problem, you switch from customer service, you're now a marketer. Right? So you must. So if you don't understand the basic rules of marketing, you don't understand the basic rule of customer service, the basic rule of communication, how to talk to different people, how to convince them, you will not be able to do things well. So I will usually tell them that, oh, sincerely, somebody called me this morning, and I was like, hey, where's your office address? Of course, you got my details on Google. Where's your office address? I would like to come to your office of the. I like. Oh, sorry, this is a court morning. We usually don't attend to clients in the morning because we'll be in court. And the next time I'll be in the office maybe at about 2:30. So if you do not mind, just send me an information of what the matter was. She sent me an information. I answered him halfway to make it ask for that things. And the next thing, I gave him a link. I said, see, I need to concentrate in court, but book a time here. Give me more details and book a time here and let's talk. And the moment you open my calendar form tells you that I will not attend to you until you have paid a certain amount. Right. So you just know up front that this guy will not attend. So even if you want to give social media advice in the name of God, don't give them the complete thing. I mean, don't go and answer people's problem. People post, oh, my mother-in-law is doing this, my father-in-law, sorry, I'm using family law because that's where I am. My this, what should I do? I will never come there and say, oh, you need to sue. She does not have the right to do this. I'll never tell you that. I will come to the comment section. I say, I think the wisest thing you should do right now is to find a lawyer. Because there are many, I'm talking to you as a lawyer. You see, the wisest thing you should do right now is to get a lawyer. I'm talking to you as a lawyer, and I can tell you that there are many intricacies and hidden things in this story that you have shared that cannot even be explained to you in the comment section. Kindly get a lawyer as soon as you can. Now, I've told them to get a lawyer as soon as they can. At the same time, I've also mentioned that I'm a lawyer. Right? I have, in fact, I made the case worse for them because I just said that there are many intricacies in this story that you just shared now that cannot be explained to you in comment section. So the fear and the anxiety and the problem that they had before has even increased. So right now they will speak to a lawyer. If they have one, they will speak to that one. If they don't have that one, they will speak to me. And many times when I drop comments like that, I usually have about 3 to 5 other people who come to the comment section contact me. Oh, I saw the comments you dropped in so place. Yes, I still have something similar to that. Right? And you know what I do when people come like that? I allow you talk. Sometimes I don't just slam you with my consultation fees immediately. I allow you talk. I allow you pour out. By the time you are done pouring out, I'll not tell you that, wow, I think we really need to sit down and have this conversation because I want to hear all of these emotions. I want to explain these things to you. I want us to do breakdown. I want us to consider all the options available and the rest. And I cannot just do it on this call or I cannot do it on this chat. Can we have a proper session where we can do this? You know, the trick about making them to pour out is that it's not easy for people to pour out. Now that they are poured out, they have already bonded with you. They will not want to have that energy to go and start afresh with another person. Because you see people that say, I don't like talking about my problems. I don't like telling everybody. If I don't like talking about it because of the way it makes me feel and the rest, you will talk. By the time I've made you to finish talking, I will now move you. That way, you don't want to go through that same emotional stress again of going to start all over and talk to another person. So the person that actually paid that I actually spoke to before this meeting, the person I had the consultation session before this meeting, that person first contacted me last year. I used to say between last year and this year, the person would not have met other lawyers. But that I've already made the person expand so much that by the time it goes to other lawyers, replaying everything and redoing everything is very difficult. There's somebody I've already told all these things to. Right? So your consultation fee must always be stated before.
All right, I think, sorry, I think All Right's network is bad. Can anybody please drop a comment on the group chat, on the chat box if you can hear me?
I've really enjoyed this session. I've really enjoyed this session.
Okay, so
Nice one, guys.
thank you, thank you. So I think please just exercise a bit of patience. I think All Right is having network issues. He's going to join back. I see that he has
All right.
logged off.
So I think we can just talk of other stuff before he comes back now.
Okay, yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. I think what we've seen so far is, the practical nitty-gritty of, how to build and the business of law itself. I think I've forgotten which senior lawyer mentioned it. He said we are in the business of law, not just law itself, because as all right rightly mentioned, we are like almost like customer service people. You interact with people and you convince them that not only do you have the ability to resolve that problem, but you can also ensure that the value goes both ways, and then you also earn the amounts commensurate with the value of what it is that you have. So in as much as the remuneration order sets a minimum, I believe that the minimum shouldn't be your starting point. Rather, it should be your worst case scenario, that this is my base point, if you are being all generous and the like. So please, I think if you guys could just please give me a couple of minutes, let me reach out to All Right offline and try to connect with him. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so this remuneration order, we all know that this for lawyers, we're all celebrating the order. But I feel, and I'm asking, is this order a shield or a sword? Is it an order to protect lawyers, and should it be so enforced as a protective order for lawyers' fees, or should there also be a sword element to it? Now, what I'm asking is part of the issues that we feel. I mean, the remuneration charges, as celebrated as it is not new. Right from when we were still in law school, we've heard of scale of charges for legal practitioners that had set a minimum standard that lawyers should collect. But fast forward to the passage of the remuneration order, we know that almost every land transaction, nobody has reference to scale of charges anymore. And part of the reason was because despite its protective mechanisms to ensure that lawyers get their 10%, lawyers had to circumvent it because clients were not willing to pay, right? So the remuneration order, as it is touted now, is now trying to, despite the fact that it should be protecting lawyers, also is trying to be a sword, because if there's no enforcement that ensures compliance on the side part of lawyers, we are going to go back to what our scale of charges was, where it was some ambitious project on paper, but it couldn't be enforced because if clients are not paying, lawyers are stepping down their fees. So how then do we really secure ourselves? Because it's one thing for us to say, yes, we want to be charging clients better, but at the last town hall meeting on remuneration order amongst branches, part of the thing that most lawyers were saying was that, oh, let's have a portal for payments because lawyers are suffering, lawyers are going through a lot. Some lawyers, we met them in court. In fact, the Ikeja branch chairman was saying that one lawyer came to fainted in court because he had not eaten and he didn't have money to eat, right? And he fainted and they had to buy him lunch. So when we now come to this kind of people, with the client, with that kind of a lawyer, now see a client that is telling you, okay, draft this thing for me. I know it's 10%, your 10% is 5 million, right? Your 10% is 20 million, but I'm going to give you 600,000 to draft this agreement. And this lawyer has not eaten. In fact, he just fainted in court because he couldn't afford lunch. Are we now saying that in compliance with the remuneration order, we expect this kind of lawyer to leave a potential 600,000 when he has no money to feed himself? I mean, we've gone to court. I've gone to court many times, and you see lawyers literally begging you for transport to enter bus, not transport to take Uber, transport to enter bus to go back to where they're coming from. So, is it really feasible that we can have an order that we can truly enforce? Because if the order is saying that, oh, it is being passed to be able to ensure that lawyers get more fees, and the lawyers themselves are saying, guy, I just want to survive. I can't live through today if I don't get this 600K, right? Should we now say, no, you are the problem in the profession? Because of you now, you want to survive. You don't want to die of hunger. That is why you want to take 600,000 naira, and you are the reason why we are not able to charge our 10%. I don't know that you get my point. So, should we really view the remuneration order as a protective? Because if you are doing something for my benefits, right, so that I can charge better, And I'm telling you that as well, I'd rather not charge better than to lose this brief. Then whose fault really? The lawyer that you want to protect is saying he doesn't need your protection. Let me collect this money. But tomorrow they'll turn around and say, oh, lawyers are charging low because other lawyers are charging low. But how many of us will see a 1.5 billion naira property and say, no, our 10% is our 10%? We'd rather let this brief go than not collect our 10%. Because it's just not a matter of how well you are doing. Because you see some other lawyers that are taking 50K for a land transaction and we might laugh at them. But this is a lawyer that wouldn't have had anything to eat today. You might not be as precarious as that person, but you would also see a 1.5 billion naira property and you take 0.01%, right? So what that puts us in a position to really castigate a lawyer that will take 50K when we don't know his own position and where he's coming from. But we feel like those ones are the problem. Whereas in our own way, if we were to see a 1.5 billion naira property and take our 2%, we would probably go and share testimony somewhere. So can we really say this order should be seen as a sword that if you don't comply, we cut you off? Or should we be seen as a shield like, yeah, we're trying to protect you, but if this protection is coming at the cost of your survival, my brother, you can waive it and do your thing.
Well, thank you for the question, and it's really intriguing, considering that it has like many sides to it. But I'll take it in reverse while we wait for all right. I think taking a cue from what all right said when he was giving his seminar before he went off, he said your fee is a representation of the risk you are taking. So from the transaction you mentioned now, a transaction of over a billion naira, and then someone is saying, okay, because I want to survive, I go and charge maybe 10 million, or you charge way less. If that 1 billion naira transaction goes bust, and then there's a check with respect to due diligence, compliance, and the likes, the thing is, can your lesser fee that you charge based on the fact that you are trying to survive, can it really shield you with respect to the troubles that are to come? And I give an instance in the developed countries, but let me even speak as to a particular country itself. In England and Wales, with the bar in England and Wales, you can't even open a law firm without having insurance. Your insurance fee alone itself has additional costs into the running of a law firm and the business of law. And when you cascade it down, you look at the level of due diligence that the society puts in place to ensure that in the event any legal advice or anything you do goes south, you have enough mechanisms to protect you. If you look at it on the sides of you as a counselor being briefed and you have to do a particular task, and then you fumble one way or the other by not maybe you didn't run your due compliance checks and there's a problem. The goalpost changes. Nobody says, oh, you are trying to survive by taking a lesser fee. You are being rated on the grounds of you are a legal counsel and you should know better. And when you cascade it down to should it be seen as a sword or a shield, I think it's a mix of both, in the sense that if there's no enforcement, we can't as a group proceed. We can't as a group excel. There are people who use the derogatory term that are non-lawyers. They say some people are charge and bill lawyers. We know in the Nigerian climate, when anybody is called a charge and bill lawyer, they are referring to you as a church rat, basically, yeah, the law of the law. So it makes no sense where you spend 5 years in school, whichever school. I think the lowest any school collected in school fees per year was maybe LASU, which was 25,000 naira back then when I was in school. I don't know the cost now. I don't know the lowest university now. But if you look at it, you've paid a certain amount, you've gone to school, you've spent the time. 5 years, you do 1 year at law school. It's excruciating. You then go for your NYSC. You've spent about 7 years into building yourself into being a legal practitioner to have the right to say, okay, yes, I can then I can take on the responsibility of representing people and discharging this duty of being a legal practitioner. And you look at you going through all these orders, which currently now in the Senate they are considering, or I think they've moved into an advanced stage of adding additional 2 years to your already 7 years of pupillage. So who spend a cumulative period of 9 years into being a legal practitioner, and then you are telling me you want to survive by taking whatever scrap anybody offers you? I can assure you, anybody who has a billion naira transaction, I would be scared to want to brief someone who is taking way less. Because then I think the duty also falls on me to myself, saying, how would you spend a billion naira on this particular transaction? And the counsel who is going to protect the integrity of what you've done in the case of, there's an issue that happens, is going to have charged me 1 million naira, and that document that he's doing is what I believe will protect my own 1 billion naira investment. It makes no sense. So if we don't key into what the branches are doing or the national is doing with respect to the remuneration order, we will only have ourselves to blame. We end up having a continuous cycle of, a crowd mentality where everybody is trying to pull everybody down. So, and it makes no sense. We need to have a point where we can charge for the value of what it is that we bring in. You see, it's not the case of how many minutes you are spending on a particular transaction, but the value it is that you've brought to that transaction that matters itself. So, and if you are pricing your intellectual property so low, I mean, it speaks as to you and not as to whoever it is that is willing to pay you whatever it is you've deemed yourself as your valuable consideration. So I think, Sage, I hope I've been able to answer your question. Or but if I have not, if you could summarize this in a shorter word for all right to answer, while we also take Adesua, who has a question to ask. So Oliver, I don't know if you want to restate your
You,
question, or
yeah,
if I've answered it.
you tried, but since the KSS is still going on, maybe I should wait for Q&A after he's done. Maybe he might touch it before I ask, or in the course of the presentation. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. So, okay, I'll try to. All right, sorry, please. While you were away, we had a bit of questions to keep the session going. But Adesua has raised her hand, so I would please, Adesua, if Adesua can share a question so that all right can answer.
Oh, okay, sorry. So mine is not a question actually. I just wanted to chip into the conversation that was going on. Apparently, the question that was just asked, and answered. And I wanted to say, look, and I think you hinted on that, Hussein, where you said and I think All Right hinted on that as well, where he mentioned that, look, the fees that you charge is reflective of the risk that you are undertaking. And equally, Hussein said that as much as well. Why would you, price your intellectual property so cheaply and so low? And that's what I wanted, us to bring our minds to. This is value we are offering. Again, I think that every lawyer has to undergo some business administration training at some point, because if all that you know is law, that's why we are having poorly drafted documents, poorly drafted agreements. It doesn't even show skill, doesn't show anything other than a reproduction of a template, right? So I think that, our intellectual property, our value proposition, should reflect in the fees that we charge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adesua. That's a lovely addition. So we hit the floor to all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Adisa. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for those who reached out. Sometimes you just remember you're in Nigeria. Switch like 4 different networks. Like I usually tell myself, why do I need 4 networks to be able to make one call? It does not make sense. But we are getting better. All right, things are getting better. Now, regarding everything, so I was talking about consultation, why consultation was very important before it sets the tone. Before I went off, I was talking about consultation, and it sets the tone for you to be able to be that client any other thing that you want to build. Right. It already makes the client understand that, see, this guy will charge me. And when this person charges you, when you charge people and they speak to you, oh, It's one thing to know the law, right? It's another thing to know how to explain it to a layman. Some of una English too big, right? It's only fellow lawyers that can understand, right? You want to interpret it so well to people and just come down to their level that they are able to relate. Let me tell you something interesting, and that joins the conversation people were having before I joined in. Somebody picked up my court process one day in court. He said, I always like your court processes. I said, why? He said, you always put footnotes. So I always put like petitioner's brief, right? Petitioner's brief, terms of settlement, or petitioner's brief, see, the family lawyers, and I'll number the pages. And somebody else said, well, if there is rushing to want to do this and want to do that, where will he have time to put footnotes? I'm like, Jesus is Lord. How long will it take you to put footnotes in your process? How long will it take you to put footnotes in your process to say defendant's brief, statement of facts, defendant's brief, answer to so and so? How many minutes will it take you to just writing that? It will show in all the pages automatically. So when the judge or any person is going through a file, they don't need to start looking for the heading of the file. No, before a judge will know if a particular process is your process, the judge has to go to the page where you signed to know, oh, is this the plaintiff's process or this is the defendant's process? Is this the petitioner's process or this is the respondent's process? Why is it that if the judge picks the first page of your process, he will not just be able to see a footnote telling him this is what this process is. And if he's dealing with all the files, or your colleague in the office is dealing with all his files, he can easily just identify the different processes. And somebody was like, it's too much. I read that he's so busy. He's always rushing, so he does not have time to put footnotes. And I'm like, well, sorry. It shows in everything. So when you get to charge some certain things, it gives you are required to not deliver a particular type of service, right? So let's break it down regarding consultation. Consultation fee would, people will ask you, how much you charge for so and so. People have fixed amounts for charge different things. So let me ask you first of all, if you have fixed amounts that you have a fixed fee or charge that you have for a particular service, just raise your hand. Right? Let me just see if there's one or two persons like that. You have a fixed fee, just raise your hand. Any person like that? Okay, Bushra. Is it Bushra? It's any person that has a fixed fee. You have a fixed fee that you charge regarding something. Okay, you may not have. I usually say you should have the minimum that you charge regarding anything, right? And people will always ask me, how do I charge? How do I charge? And I tell them, do it something as simple as this. Let's start with one of the cheapest things we ever get to do as lawyers: registration of business names. I think that registration of business names should be one of the cheapest things we do. Then, if you live in some remote areas, it may be the cheapest service you render, may be writing of notices to quit, right? So let's use business name or let's use notices to quit for some of those very cheap, not cheap areas, rural communities. So if you have to write a notice to quit, the first question I ask when people ask me, all right, how much should I charge? The first question I always ask them is, what is the minimum profit you want to make on every business name you register? That's where we start from. They're like, no, I just want to know what you suggest I should charge. I would just like to know what you want me to charge. I'll say, no, that's not what I want you. That's not it. I want you to tell me what is the smallest profit you want to make, to say, okay, for every time I write a letter, this is the least profit I want to make. For any time I register a company, this is the least profit I want to make. For any time I go to court, this is the least profit I want to make. For any time I want to do this, this is the least profit I want to make. Once you have identified your least profit, you come up and you ask yourself, what will it cost me to render this service? So if it will cost you 30K to register a business name, because CAC will take maybe 25K from you and you put 5K in data, that you use to register it. It will cost you the minimum of 30K. The question I want to ask you is, what's the minimum profit you want to make? So if you say, okay, my minimum profit should be, let's make it very low. Let's say my minimum profit should be 5K. So let's make it very low like that. My minimum profit should be 5K. It means that for any person you are dealing with, you should never go below 35K, right? Because it costs you 30K to do it. But someone like me, I'll tell you that, well, for me to register business name for you, the minimum I want to do to say I'm sitting down to be doing anything CAC should be, on a business name, I should have made a minimum of about 35,000 naira profits. That's what someone like me would say, minimum of 35,000 naira profit. Then what will my consultation do for me? My consultation means that I would understand what you want to do. I will know how serious and important this business name is to you, and I will charge you. So a client has come and he has made his business appear so important, and why he needs these documents and how the things will go and the rest. From just how the client speak, I can say, oh man, this time could be willing to pay 200K for a business name. This client will be willing to pay 250K for a business name. So the consultation is not just, oh, I want to listen to you. It actually means I want to listen to you. I want to hear all of you. I have heard somebody has come to meet me for divorce at a particular time, and I was just like, do you know what I'll just do for you? You pay the filing fees, and you'll be paying this particular appearance fees. Because I know that, yes, you're an elite and all of that, but I can see your finances and I can see everything. Don't worry, I will do it. And the person was shocked, like, sir, are you serious? I said, yes. I can already see everything that you are going through. And like, why will you do that? Because I've heard the person. And this time, I would have done it pro bono, but no, do something, right? Show some commitment. No, for you right now, these are things you should have. So number one is that you want to have a fee quote template. I don't have a fee quote template in law. Let me tell you the truth. I have it in my counseling. So in my counseling, I have a quote I can share with you for counseling. Yes, I have it. But in law, I don't have it because I understand that all my clients, as they talk for PG, all fingers are not equal, right? I understand that all my clients don't have the same capacity, but then I choose my clients. So I choose my clients by having a minimum profit I must make. So when you come to meet me and I'm giving you a B, if you're unable to meet my minimum profit, I don't bother. That's actually one thing. If you're unable to meet my minimum profit, I don't bother. And that's because I've also realized that clients who are unable to meet my minimum profit are also the ones that stress me the most. The ones who are able to pay me well, they are too busy to have time to be following me up every day. That's one thing I've got to discover, that the bigger the clients, the busier they are to be monitoring you every day. So you behave well and beat them. So if the thing is going to take you 2 days to do, you tell them it's going to take you 3 days to do it, and you deliver it in 2 days, they are very excited. But the people who go below, the people you choose to pity, oh, Jesus Christ, you will pity yourself for pitying them, right? Then you want to have like an engagement letter. Please, if you don't have engagement letters, look for colleagues that have different samples and the rest, and have this engagement letter that will just give the breakdown. Now, okay, there are many things here, but because of our time, I want to just rush. Please, when you are talking to clients, don't summarize. Don't summarize. Don't summarize. Make them feel that whatsoever they are paying is huge. Like, oh, you know what we're going to do? We'll go through. We'll go through the petition. We'll have to call a conference in the office. Every of us will go through the petition. We need to give in our input. It will take us 2 days to do that. From there, we'll prepare your response. We'll prepare the answer to the petition. When we're preparing the answer to the petition, it is our policy in the office that at least 3 lawyers must go through the answer. They want to review to see if it is good enough before we will present it to you for approval. And by the time you approve it, if you approve it, you're very sure that not later than the next day we would have filed it. By the time it's filed, Now you want us to file it in this particular jurisdiction. It will take about 6 weeks for their courts to assign it to a judge. And by the time it's assigned to a judge, and if it happens in 6 weeks, it can happen in less than 6 weeks, it can happen in 6 weeks, it can happen in 8 weeks, but we'll keep on following up. By the time it has happened and the rest, we'll have to mobilize the court bailiff to serve your husband or to serve your wife. We'll find ways to technically serve them. I want you to know that from the day that this person is served, this person has 28 days to respond. Trust me, all this story are also in the engagement letter, but you want to magnify it. You want to make the people feel like the work you are doing is serious. You want to make them see that, see, this work that you have given to us, we are not just going to treat it like this. So this is how we are going to handle it. This is the amount of attention we are going to give to that work. So they see the value. I do electronic case files these days for my clients. So what I do is that for every document that is in their physical file, I scan it into a Google Drive that I share with them. So I tell them that, hey, come on, you don't need to always ask me, oh, so document. If you ever want to access any of your documents in your file, just go to this particular Google Drive. You will see everything there. I have a Google Doc. Everything, just as you are dropping minutes in your diary, you drop minutes in your file, you drop minutes in your minutes notes. I have an e-minutes note where they can go and say, oh, this was actually what happened in the court. This was the lawyer that represented the other person. This was what the lawyer said. This was what someone said. Glorify your work. Right? That's just the explanation we give. You want to glorify your work. You want to make them feel that this thing is special, that what you are giving to them, what you are doing is a big deal. Right? So you want to be able to do it and tell them that, see, this, and now they can relate with it. They can relate to it. They can feel like, oh, I'm with this person. So now, how to defend your fees without sounding defensive? Some people will shout, ah. I remember one person told me, I gave the person charges for person's marriage, for the person's divorce, and the person said, Barrister, all right, how much did they marry me? How much did they marry me? When you dey talk, say me, I can't pay you that money, make I take divorce. How much did they marry me? Barrister, all right, tell me. So there are times that you have some very interesting clients. There are times that you have some very interesting clients who will just come and start giving you like, no, that is too expensive. Oh, no, this and that. I've had clients who told me that, what was this? So I'm like, that particular thing that you are telling me, the charges you are telling me to pay, I'll need to save 3 months of my salary to pay it. Or sometimes they're like, just to write 1-page letter, you are charging me 650K just to write 1-page letter. Now, don't get angry. What it just means is that you have not actually demonstrated to this person how important the work is that you want to give to them. Not just that, you have also not demonstrated to this person that what this person is going to be getting from you is different from what they are going to be getting from every person out there. So instead of you getting angry, it means that you have the work to explain. You now have to start telling them that, no, I understand that you have to save three months of your salary to do this, but I wanted to see this is what you are going to be getting. This is how we are going to be doing it. In fact, I usually tell clients, I say, when I'm doing your divorce, I'm not just doing your divorce. I am also ensuring that you don't suffer a lot of trauma and a lot of drama post the divorce. So I'm not just concerned about this case. I'm also concerned about the case after. I still spoke with a client at 2 a.m. this morning because she was crying from her divorce. She's just divorced and she was facing trauma. She was experiencing trauma from that divorce. And the first person she thought of to call was her lawyer, 2 a.m. in the night. She did not call her pastor. She did not call her family members. She did not call, she like, all right, I just need somebody to talk to. And I was the person that did her divorce. Right? Now, if that kind of person wants to recommend me as a lawyer to another person, like that guy listens. That guy understands how you feel. He's able to make you feel comfortable. So you want to actually, there's no need trying to say, but that's what the law says now. This is how the law says. No, just demonstrate the value to them. Break it down to them. The person is saying it like, is it not just registration of business name? I usually tell my clients, it's not just registration of business name. You see, even the objective that I use, that one line objective is one line. It is now one line. Those days we can add many things. Now it is now one line. I say, you see that one line, this is how broad it is. This is how I can protect you from tax. This is how I can protect you from this. This is how flexible. This is how you can easily use it for this. This is how you can do it. You want to make it special. Don't try to be, please, if you don't want to talk, please go and talk to somebody else. Because interestingly, we have seen clients that are not able to pay us. They go elsewhere to do their work. But when their friends who are able to pay us have that same issues, they refer their friends to us. Right? We have seen clients like that a lot. Okay, let me do so that I can take questions. Our time is always up. So the smart billing strategies. I learned this from Abibola, Sheun Abibola SAN, and he was like, you want to just break down the fees and let the person see the fees, right? So you want to split the fees into pieces. You want to be able to just, tell them, this is how your money will go. This is how the things will happen. I know many lawyers that don't charge appearance fee. I know some people are here right now that they don't charge appearance fee. And it's good. It's really good. You are able to lump up everything at once and you charge. So some offices do not charge appearance fee, and it's amazing. But I do. And I don't intend stopping it now. For all the times I tried stopping it because I just felt that case will not take more than 5 appearances. The cases ended up taking more than 15 appearances. I still do. Maybe in the future, I will change my mind about charging for appearance fees. So, but for now, I still charge appearance fees. There are a lot of offices that don't charge. They will tell you they just lump up everything and they give you a fee and that. But even if you are lumping up things, break down what you are doing for these people. Like break it down. Let the see that I'm using what I do. I'm using what I do. I'm a family lawyer. So don't just say, oh, I'm filing divorce for you. I'm doing divorce for you. No. Break it down. Okay, what I'm going to do is that you want us to do your divorce. So what we'll do is we'll first of all review for you to see if your case, if your marriage is bad enough to even go for divorce. If we review you, we'll carry out some assessments. If we carry out these assessments are free. Just go on Google, we'll see the assessments. So it's just simple marital satisfaction assessment. So if your marriage still has some hope, your marriage still has there's still a possibility of you and your spouse being able to better things, we will refer you to a counselor. But if feel that is bad and you need to go in for divorce, we'll continue. We'll fight this. We'll speak to your spouse. We understand that there are kids in this. We will not want to fight this case without first talking with your spouse. We'll reach out to your spouse to see, oh, we want to fight divorce against you, but we don't want to go and do all of that in court. Can you get a lawyer? Let us talk and let's see how we can settle things. So there are some times that before I file divorce cases, I and the other party and their lawyer, we have talked for about 3 to 4 months. Just talking how to ensure that when we are filing this divorce, we are not going to watch dirty linen in court. We are not going to be dragging, putting children through trauma, putting children to... So by the time I communicate this to them, they are like, oh, yes. I'm like, see, there's so much of trauma you will deal with while you are going through this divorce, but don't worry. You get complimentary counseling sessions from the office to be able to speak with any therapist so that you are able to deal with all the anxiety, the stress, the fear, the panic attacks. Well, you want to just, so you are breaking it down. When you break down all the services you are rendering, by the time you give them a fee, they always understand. Sorry, I'm rushing because I've lost some time and I want also be able to go into questions. Now, there are some red flags that you must avoid. There are some red flags you must avoid. Number one red flag is any person that is coming and the person is overpricing you when you are hungry. The moment, sometimes, yes, it will interest you to note that there are times that I need to bill a client, and before I bill that client, I go and eat first. Yeah, before I bill a client. Sometimes before I bill a client, I'll go and eat first. So now that I'm hungry, I'm not billing you from my hunger. Sometimes I play music and I just dance and I just shake body. Or sometimes I go out to the open office, I gist with everybody. I come back. So now that I'm billing you with happiness. I'm not billing you with being moody. So I don't need your money to make me happy because I'm already happy. Right? So when there are things you should just know as red flag, when people just say, it's a small thing, is this small thing that I want to just do for me? I just want to just do this small thing for me, and I want to do. Anytime they mention small, it's always a very big problem at the end of the day, right? And it's always a big problem at the end of the day because actually the thing may be small, but how many of us are into CAC in registration of incorporation right now? You see the way the portal has been messing up, like messing up registrations and the rest. I did one registration. I mean, 10 million share capital. CSC fee for the 10 million share capital is 100,000. Then the stamp duty is about 177 something thousand or so thereabout, right? By the time CSC was to give me receipt for 10 million share capital, CSC gave me receipt of 50,000 naira. My receipt was actually showing 50,000 naira. I took the arrow of the receipt and said, let me go to Remitter to get the receipt from directly from Remitter. Remitter is still calling the arrow an invoice that I did not even pay for it. So you see, somebody will just come and tell you, oh, please, I just want to just quickly register this company for me. Oh. Yeah, I hear that these tax laws are coming like that. So just quickly register a company for me before January and the rest. And I remember one time I was doing a 10 million share capital, and this CAC AI issue flagged freight and forwarding. Meanwhile, it is 5 million that covers it. They queried me that my share capital was not enough for something that is 5 million, whereas my share capital was 10 million. So they say, oh, this thing is simple now. Barrister, you can just help me run this thing. And sometimes, you know, actually what I tell clients? That it takes me 3 hours to write a letter. In reality, it takes me less than 10 minutes to write a letter because I just prompt the AI to do it for me. So it takes me less than 10 minutes. But I tell clients that it takes me the minimum of 3 hours because it actually takes me about 3 hours for me to ask myself, what do I want to achieve with this letter? So by the time I give the prompt and the letter comes out and the letter is ready in less than 10 minutes, you will think that it took me 10 minutes to write the letter. No, but no, it took me. So when people just say, oh, let's just talk, please, if you are a young professional, avoid any person that says, my uncle is a lawyer, my so and so is a lawyer, I have this lawyer friends, but it is you. I just feel like I should use somebody else. It means they are looking for somebody they want to abuse that their friends and their family members will not take many times. Right? So these are just some of the things you have to avoid. Sorry, I had to rush through because I want us to be able to take questions and answers, and we have already lost some time. Thank you, Mr. Tijani.
Thank you very much, Mr. All right. Thankfully you're able to come back and you didn't have to take too much time switching between the four networks. We are getting
I'm
there.
telling you.
Nigeria will be great. We are getting there. So please, I would like to invite our members, participants to please raise their hands if they have questions to ask so that we can bring them up and our facilitator can answer them, please. I think while we are waiting for hands to be raised, Oliver mentioned earlier saying that the remuneration order it's asked question along the line of it being, can we realistically look at it as being a sword and a shield at the same time, in the sense that someone who hasn't eaten is being offered a ridiculous sum of money, which is way below what the minimum fee or threshold has been given by the order. That how do you expect such a person to accept that, not to accept that smaller fee because he's trying to survive? So I don't know if you could speak towards that.
Okay, now it is real. Hunger is real, right? I remember one of my partners in the firm say when the firm was to be started, he went to meet his family members. He called the family meeting because he was the firstborn. And say right now, he wants to start his private practice. So all those financial support he used to give before, he will not be able to give it again because he's having to build his own client base. And instead, he had to do all of that because he will soon be getting married, so that people don't think that it is his wife that is making him not help family. Right? So now it is true that there are times that we'll have all the economic challenges. Like right now, many of us need to send money to our parents, we need to send money to our siblings. It's Christmas, we need to support other people, we need to buy chicken. It's not, the chickens are not smiling. Put stuff there, the bills, electricity has increased, and all of that. This is true. There's something some of these big seniors they do that I notice that they never get to share with us. They have other businesses that they always do. They did not, very few of them relied solely on practice initially, right? They were still doing little businesses and little investments here. So when there's a big money, they put it inside one Okada, or they put it inside one Keke, or they put it inside, they were still doing some things. And some of us may not have even got it to that level where we say we are still putting money into some of all these businesses to help. We may be living alone and we are living alone. Was there a day swap that was saying that some of us need to learn business administration, right? Because many times the challenge is that we mismanaged the previous monies we had. So right now we are forced to negotiate from our stomach, right? We are forced to now negotiate from our stomach. So you want to also put that in perspective. But then you should realize something, that if we keep on giving fees and charges the way we like, we will never become as worthy as we want to be, because the big lawyers that we are actually wanting to be like today, they are actually big because they follow this remuneration order in their day. They follow this pricing pattern in their day. So what you would do, what I would do to those kind of people would just be, see, while you are thinking about hunger, can you also be learning about how you can convince people, and how you can attract the type of clients that you want, how you can convince people and how you can attract the type kind of clients that you want. It's just, if you are learning all of that, there are times you may have to grow, but grow with the other things. Don't grow with the fixed things. So you can grow with, for example, the consultation fees. You can grow, for example, with the charges you are charging for litigation, the charges you are charging for registrations and compliances and the rest. But for fixed fees, you may not want to, because tomorrow, these same people, have you not noticed that it is the people that are buying lands that are buying lands? It is their friends or their family members that are buying lands. So if they have already marked you as someone who collects 50K, it is always 50K they will always be bringing to the table to negotiate. And interestingly, this is a psychological reality. I know some people will also call it a sociological reality. The moment you start accepting any fee because you don't have money, you will never develop the stamina and the ability to insist on the charges and the fees that you want. Right? I have seen it again and again with different professionals, not just only in law, in other aspects. The moment they allow anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, a time comes, they can no longer insist on what they want, because it's a skill, it's a habit, it's a behavior. At the slightest persuasion from their clients, at the slightest emotional manipulation from their clients, they have fallen, they have already given in. Right? So it is actually in your hunger days you form character. That's what I've discovered with all the seniors that I admire and all the seniors that I want to be like. All of them formed the character of the fees they charge today when they were hungry. Of like, this is what it's just the same way when it comes to dressing. You don't start dressing well when you have money. You actually don't start dressing well from when you have money. People that dress well will know that, oh, this person actually knows how to dress. This person likes to dress neat. It's just that this person doesn't have the money to buy the type of shirts yet or the type of shoes yet. So no matter how much is the shoe you are wearing, do you always polish it? Like, you cannot buy kiwi polish, you understand, but can you buy lewd? Can you buy beef flour? Can you buy? There are other polishes that you can buy. right? So at your level right now, if you are not even dressing well, what makes us believe that you dress well when you are rich? So what you should just do is just to see how you can form that stamina. Form that stamina. Hunger is a lesson for everybody. If you read the biography or autobiography or biography of the rich people, you watch their podcasts, you listen to them, you discover that they were once as hungry as you were right now. As you are right now, they were once as hungry as you are right now. What decisions did they make at that time? I mentioned earlier on, we were pregnant, there was no money, somebody was offering 70,000 naira, and this was in the year 2018. This was in the year 2018. In the year 2018, minimum wage was still whether 19,000 something. It has not yet even entered 30,000. And now it is now 70,000. Somebody was offering 70,000 naira then. And my wife, my pregnant wife, and I had to tell ourselves that no, if we continue like this, it was my wife that told me, if we continue like this, we will not break out from this mindset, because figures and billings is first a mindset. If it's coming always from hunger, it becomes a problem. Why do you think that it is this one land agreement that will get you out of hunger? All the land agreements that you have been doing, how come you are not yet still out of hunger? You have always reduced the fees because you were hungry. And today, this is 5 years after, 7 years after, you are still hungry. So you can see that it is actually not the hunger that is the issue. It is a system and a structure. And those who have gone ahead of us, they understand it. And with that wisdom, they have created this bill of charges. Try and see how you can work around things, how you can maybe do other things, right? You are a lawyer, you can be what's that English word? Is it compare? Right? You can be an MC, you can be
MC.
right, you can be a programs manager, you can be a programs director, you can there are other professional and reputable things you can also do to support your law practice. And you just want to do all those things. Is that discipline? Many of us we actually don't have the discipline of money. My I know talking from my clinic now, from my clinic, my wife will tell you if my husband says he has no money, it means he has no general money. But that does not mean that he does not have money for other things, right? So I will always have, um, let me not use my law firm. Let me use my counseling clinic. My counseling clinic has family and friends, as two of us are talking right now. We have about 16 accounts. My consultation fee as a counseling psychologist is 150,000 naira as a counseling psychologist, 150K. But as a lawyer, it's 100K. Now, when you pay that 150,000 naira into the account, the amount that may remain in the general account will not be up to 10K, because the other 90K has standing order has gone to different accounts. So even when I don't have money for this particular thing, if this particular thing arises in the office, there will be money for it. If this particular thing arises in the office, there will be money for it. If I need this particular, I mean, so if you have that structure, so let me break it down. So it means that I may be hungry and not have money for food, but I'll still be able to have 50K to buy data, because there's an account that is supposed to be handling subscriptions. I'll still be able to have money to run ads, because there's an account for ads. I'll still be able to, my electricity will not go up for me because there's an account for utility bills and all of that. I will see if people come to meet me and say, all right, passion, and we are doing this. Will you be able to support us? There's an account that is used to support those kind of things. Oh, so there's an account to do that. So I am hungry, but I'm still thriving because I had to learn how to manage money. I had to learn the money rules. I had to learn the dynamics of money, and I'm still learning them. It's not like I've perfected them. I won't lie to you guys. I think there's something every one of us need to pay attention to, is that as lawyers, we all need mentors and counselors in different areas, of our life. I have somebody that mentors me on my wardrobe. The baby is in Abuja. The girl just cut it and said, all right, the way you have been dressing these days, I think we need to change how you dress. I'll like, see, please, I don't like spending more than this on clothes in a year. Oh. Actually, it is actually an account that handles my wardrobe. So I may not have money elsewhere, but if I ever need money for my wardrobe for a particular function, there's an account that will cover to that money, right? So I get to speak with all those people who are professionals. Right now, I'm trying to better my public speaking. So I'm trying to better my public speaking right now. So there are already people I have gone to submit to teach me how to speak in public, to teach me how to gesticulate, to teach me how to, how to awaken people, how to make people sober, how to check out people. So if you're a lawyer, you want to learn all those different things, learn all these different skills, it will perfect your practice. That's what I'll just say regarding that.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I like how you've been able to use yourself as a reference point so that the message gets across, it hits the home. I remember at the beginning of the session, you made mention of the fact that you were not mobile and you even had to take different bikes as of yesterday, while still not saying, while still showing that yes, while you might not have liquid cash, you were still not broke because the structure had allowed you to be able to,
I'm
place
still paying
monies
13
in.
months. I'm still going to pay
Yes,
13 months salary in this month.
which is good, which is good. So,
So
so,
I'm
you-
still
so you
paying
see,
13 months salary.
so you see, I think the key thing here, yes, the topic for the session is about, you know, understanding the billing idea behind legal remuneration order. But I believe it
Sure,
goes beyond that. It goes beyond that
sure.
in the sense that
Yes, sir.
you want to be able to see and relate, resonate with the facilitator in breaking how things ought to be.
Yeah.
So now I think I would like to, your video just went off. I don't know if,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I would like if you can maybe take a couple of minutes into breaking it down to people who have, made the error of
Mhm.
giving a bill or giving bills from a position of hunger. Yes, I agree with you. You've rightly stated it. If because of hunger, you've been taking a reduced fee for, say, land transactions for 5 years. As the hunger ended, it's still there. So,
True.
so you see, so what we want is now we've realized our error.
Mhm.
We want to better it. How do we go about it? And and in addressing this question, I'm hoping I want you to address this in a point of breaking out of the psychological part, form your own mind first, and then being able to communicate effectively to the client, to be able to drawing the funds, and then while also drawing the funds, looking at structure itself, so that
Yeah.
way, as funds come in, you are able to ensure that not only can you be seen to be doing well, you are actually doing well because you have
Yeah.
structures in place. So I want you to speak to that, and we can have that we can use this session as our turning point to say yes,
Okay.
from this
Thank you
session we
so
are going to
much.
be better people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that question. One of the things I would do is that the two of us, right, you and I, Tijani, I would maybe one day, the two of us will just have maybe 30 minutes or an hour. I'll teach you how to, I don't know if you use it already. I'll teach you, for example, how to set up your Google Calendar, right, as a booking form. Right. So
That's okay.
yes, so use your Google Calendar as my booking form is my Google Calendar, right? That's what I use for my bookings generally. That's what I use in managing my clients. All my clients know that you cannot just call all right and he will attend to you. You have to book an appointment.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I think we just the network is happening again. The network is happening again. I don't know. Can anyone else hear? If anyone can hear, please can we have comments on the chat box, or could you raise your hands, please? Okay, thank you very much, Samuel. I think I've just contacted him offline. I think the network is bad on his end, so it's out again. Hopefully, we can have him back in. So I don't know if so far anyone has a question or a comment while we wait for him to come back in. Is there anyone? Okay, so I want to take it that the session has been illuminating and, yes, thankfully, all right is back, yes.
Yes. So
Thank you.
I have to switch network again. Now, so let's do it this way that you still have, let us give you the benefit of that. For your sake, we want to suspend the remuneration order. Let's do that.
Okay.
For every person here who has not been using the remuneration order, we want to suspend it for you for the next 3-4 months. So anything you want to be, ignore whatsoever
Okay,
the remuneration order.
wait, all right. Can you just hold that thought a bit? Just hold that
Yes.
thought.
Okay.
Faith raised her hand, so I want to bring her up to make either a comment or ask a question. Okay, yes, Faith, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Faith.
This has been a very illuminating and helpful session. Thank you to all right and to you as well for putting this session together and everything that has been taught. But I'd like to know, like, everything has been so helpful, but I feel like there's still probably a gap in giving the advice of like how much should the person charge. There was a question that Orat asked, and it was like, oh, what's profits, like how much profit do you want to make for this person? And that might not really, I mean, personally, when I asked myself the question, it just came out a big vague. I mean, what if I don't have the amount of profit I want per client? What if I've not got to the point of setting that yet? Can we get like practical examples of how much a person to charge for certain things in certain scenarios? Like, is there a possible bandwidth? I know that the religious scale has given some guidance on some things, but we know how it is in practice. We know what we do daily for clients and their requests. Can we get like practical, real life figures, kind of guidance on how much can be built in certain scenarios and all of that?
Okay. Thank you. Is my camera still on? Because I'm not seeing myself.
Yes.
Okay, my
No,
camera
it's
is still
on. It's
great.
on, yes.
Thank you, Faith, for that amazing question. So this is what I want to say, right? First of all, the remuneration order has stated that if you are a lawyer that is 3 years at the bar, ordinarily, what the remuneration order is saying is that if you are a lawyer that is 3 years at the bar, ordinarily, this is your minimum value. From everything you would have imputed in yourself, for all the trainings that you'd have had, for all the experiences you'd have gathered, this should be your minimum value. However, our realities may be different because some of us may not have grown into our values, right? May not have grown into certain values. And that's why I said, I started at the beginning by saying, be comfortable with figures. Be comfortable with figures. Like you want to start from there, being comfortable with figures. And it may not just be something that will happen at once. At the beginning, I mentioned how my consultation fee was 70,000 naira at the beginning of the year. My mentor told me to make it 150,000 naira. I was able to grow it to 100, but this is December. I have not been able to cross 100. Although in this year, I have charged some people consultation fee of 250, 500, and they paid, but I have not been able to make it my standard. Right. So if you ask me, what should you charge, for example? So maybe I'm talking to Faith right now. Faith is saying, all right, what do you think I should charge? This is actually what I'm going to say. I'm going to look at you, Faith. I'm going to check the experiences that you have. I'm going to check your year of core. I'm going to consider the experiences you have, the office where you work at, the area where you live, right? And I'm going to say, okay, if these people are asking for this thing, if you are I'm in Ibadan, although I come into Lagos to do certain jobs and I come out, I come into Lagos to appear in my cases, do my cases, and I come back and the rest. I'll say, okay, for example, if people in Ibadan, what is the range colleagues in Ibadan charge? So you want to do that too. You are in this particular community. So you can ask that, oh, please, you can ask 5 people. They may not tell you in the open group, but you may find 5 people, 10 people who you feel you guys are in the same intellectual, you are in the same social, you are in the same class, right? And ask them, oh, what do you be for this? I do that. What do you be? Like, tell me, what do you kind of be for that? So you have an idea, like, okay, if my peers and my colleagues, people who share the same experiences with me, people who share the same intelligence with me, they can be this amount, perhaps I should be able to bill it too. Now, the billing is usually not paper. It has to do with your internal reality and confidence. Because if you don't have that internal reality and confidence, you will not be able to convince the client on it. Because it's one thing to give the client the charges, it's another thing for the client to pay. Let me shock you. I'm able to convince clients these days to pay value added tax. In fact, the VAT, yes, next week, right now, next week before Christmas, my staff will be going to pay VAT. But not every lawyer can charge VAT. They are unable to add VAT to their service. So it comes with time. Take, for example, my friends told me, all right, oh, I remember the first time I broke the ceiling of 1 million in divorce. How did I break it? Yes. I used to charge like 650, charge like 800. So somebody came to meet me for divorce, and I told the person that I cannot do your divorce case because I have been the one that have counseled you before. But I know somebody else that can do your divorce case, and he will do it well. That person usually charges about 450K for divorce at that particular time. But I told this my client, this person will not collect anything less than 1 million from you. So when he went there, I told the colleague, I'll put in word for you that you don't collect anything less than 1 million. And this is a colleague that collects 450. I was collecting 650 to 800 at that time. But because this person was coming to me on my reputation to say, all right, you are good, do this thing for me. I say, no, I know somebody else that is good. When the client went to that particular person, he was able to pay 1 million. So the first time I broke the siege of 1 million, the ceiling of 1 million, it was not even for myself. It was putting in a word for another person. The first time I broke the ceiling of 2 million was not also for myself. It was for another colleague. In fact, at the time I broke 2 million, I told the colleague, I'm sending you somebody your way. I cannot do the person's case because I've counseled the person before. I have told this person that you are going to charge 3 million. But I've told the person that the person should mention that he is from me and you are going to give him consideration. And he was able to charge 2.5 million. As at that time, I had not been able to break the ceiling of 1.5 at that time. Now, what actually happened was that I was able to convince somebody about another person. So when he went to that person did not have to do a lot of convincing because all right had put in a word. That client paid that person. And I said, oh, if I can convince somebody to pay another person, it means I can convince somebody else to pay me. So that's why I will usually start with, how much do you want? And how do you bill? You want to know what is it as your expenses? How much do you spend in a month? So let's go to morning class right now. How much do you spend in a month? So it was Faith that asked that question, right? So Faith, you want to be able to say, I want to ask Faith exactly because I can tell you this. I can tell you this from my own side because I have an app with which I do my documenting every day. I'm supposed to do my documenting every day. How much did you spend on recharge cards in the month of November? How much did you spend on snacks and lunch going out? How much did you spend in entertaining your friends or being a nice girl and a good girl to other people? How much? So when you know how much is everything that you spend in a month, you already know this is the minimum I must make every month to thrive. Then you ask yourself the question, on the average, how many clients do I get in a month? So once you know how many clients you get in a month, so you want to break down all your services. My tenancy matters, for example. Do I ever get any tenancy matter in a month? Okay, no. So if I get a tenancy matter, it means it's a bonus income. Do I get corporate registrations, compliance, and the rest? Yes. How many do I usually get in a month? Every month I don't get less than 10. So every month I don't get less than 10. This is how much I'm going to put for all of them, so that even if I get only 10 in a month, I will still be able to thrive with my personal finances. Okay, when it comes to litigation, how many litigation cases do I get in a month? If you are able to do that breakdown, then sometimes, take for example, I remember I was doing trademark for more than 150K. And one of my friends said, all right, how much you do trademark? Say 150K. And she said, all right, if I slap you. That's actually what all right, if I slap you. People that are not even up to you, they are charging 600, 700, minimum of 500 to just do trademark in one class. And you, that all of us, we are looking up to, you are doing 150. And you know what she told me? She said, come to my office. The person that said I should come to her office, she is younger than me in age and at the bar. She said, come to my office and I will show you the trick these other people use to be able to charge this particular amount. Who am I? Me that is looking for money. I ran away from the village now. So, so I want to submit myself to her to like, okay, how do they present it? How do they do it? So I cannot just tell you right now the particular figure, because if I tell you the particular figure, it may be overwhelming for you. If I tell you particular figures, it can be very overwhelming for you, right? I have done a CAC registration. A CAC registration, 1 million share capital. 1 million share capital costs you 20K to register. It costs you just about 20K to register 1 million share capital. And I charge 250K to register the 1 million share capital. Now that can be too big for you, for your mind to push. You may say, oh, if you can do that, okay. Me, I used to charge 50K before. Let me try and charge it 100K. And this is where hunger comes in, faith, is the fact that the first times you will charge that particular fee, you will lose the clients. The first, like the first 3 times, that is where we say don't charge with hunger. First of all, you have known your value. Take, for example, if you are in this young legal professionals club right now, I may know 1 or 2 of you or 3 of you. Like, you see the way each person dresses, you see the way each person talks, you see the kind of community each person belongs to. That's why you cannot joke with communities. I am a member of many communities, and what I just do in those communities is just to expand my mind. Like, expand my mind, right? Like, this mind open. I have done a webinar like this September, and how much did I charge? And after charging the dollars to speak for them, they were like, oh, sorry, okay. What can we do? What considerations can we give in? But the mind did not just open like that. The mind came with interacting with other colleagues. Now, if you are a member, I don't know if everybody here is a member of the Young Legal Professionals Club. I don't know if everybody here is a member. But if you are a member of,
not everyone
okay,
here is a member of the Young
if you
Legal
are a
Professionals.
member of the Young Legal Professionals Club, for example, if you are a member of this club, and then you see that 5 of your colleagues, they are charging, let us say 3M for divorce. Do you know what to do to you? To do to you that, oh, I'm in the same circle with these people. I relate and interact with these people. One way or the other, this scent and the smell of these people is rubbing off on me. It means the way other people see these people is the same way other people will be seeing me. So it means that if these people can charge 3M, I should still be able to charge 3M. If this book can insist on 10% and the 10% is 5M, I should still be able to do that. So you want to come and meet them and ask them, how do you do it? I have actually given people my phone. And this is interesting. When I'm charging, I usually don't do charges on phone call many times. I want to do it on chat, or I want to do it on paper. I want to do it in a way that if some people will come and meet me, like, I'll say, take this phone. Okay, because little by little, by God's grace, we are now entering mentoring stage. We are beginning to enter the mentoring stage. So I tell them, go through this chart and read this chart and see how I was able to convince this person to pay this particular amount, or see how I was able to break down this particular thing to this person, see how I presented the money. Then I'm like, if you have questions, ask me. Or sometimes I'll ask them, did you know why I did that? Then they're like, no, I don't know why you did that. I'll say, I did that because of ABC. I wanted the person to have this understanding. So if you have peers like that, that's why you cannot just do it alone. And if you have peers and you are hungry, your peers will feed you. That's it. That's the truth about it. Your peers will feed you because your peers know that, see, this guy is trying to meet up. But for now, things are like this. So you tell your peers that, oh boy, I be charged person 100K yesterday, the person not pay. Forgive my pigeon, right? It's not that I'll stop speaking, it's still. So I will charge person 100K yesterday, the person not pay. So your friend will like, okay, how you take charge the person? How you take presenter? What till you do? What till you talk? You fit show me the chat. And this person where you charge 100K where you not pay, how you take get the person? When the person gets you, how you take do it? Like, for example, when I want to have conversations with people, I never do WhatsApp call. When I want to speak with my clients, I don't do WhatsApp call. I do Google Meet. I will tell them that, sorry, I want us to do Google Meet, and I want us to, because Google Meet has lesser bandwidth, so because network interruptions may not interrupt it like that. And when I'm doing Google Meet, I sit down like this in front of my system. So it gives me a better posture in sitting down. Now I have moved the person out of the person's comfort zone, which is WhatsApp. Because psychologically, the person talking to you on WhatsApp will to a large extent see you as every other person on his WhatsApp contact. He will not see your number as a privileged thing. So I will move the person out of WhatsApp, that is the person's comfort zone, and move the person to Google Meet. And now we are sitting down. Even if the person's video is not on, my video will be on. And we are sitting down and we are having that conversation. And in fact, as we are having the conversation on Google Meet, my WhatsApp is open. I am still dropping information. I'm like, okay, this particular thing that we just mentioned right now, I will not want you to forget. So I just dropped it as a chat in our chat. Right? Why will I not use my phone to say, oh, let's have the call? No, I want to move the person to make the person realize that you are not just getting a tenancy letter, for an example. You are not just getting a business name registration. You are actually speaking to a lawyer. You are actually consulting with a lawyer. See, sometimes I am free. Somebody wants to speak with me. I will tell the person that, oh, you know what? I use appointments, but this is what I can do for you. I can speak to you in an hour's time. Would that be comfortable for you? And the person will say, yes, that will be comfortable for me. I'll tell the person to do this. Book an appointment using my link. When they pick my link, they'll discover that, like right now, I don't have any free day on my calendar until Wednesday. So the person will come up and say, oh, sir, all your booked times are Wednesday. The next free time you have is Wednesday. I'll say, oh, seriously, I think Wednesday will be too far to attend to you because of these issues that you have raised. If you do not mind, I can give you 1 hour from my personal and family time. So would you allow us to, do you think it will be comfortable for you to speak at 8 p.m.? So you see, I'm not telling the person that can we talk this night? I'm telling this person that if it's going to be comfortable for you, I can give you 1 hour from my personal and family time. I've communicated to the person that I respect my personal time, I respect my family time, I respect my wife and my children. Then the person will say, oh, that'll be so gracious, that'll be so kind. When the person comes, joins the call, for example, 8 p.m., I'll tell the person that, oh, sorry, I have kids. And normally, I'm not supposed to be working during family time. So in case you hear them making noise or you hear them running around and the rest, please don't be offended. It's just that normally this time, Dad is supposed to be with them. But I think I need to attend to you right now. You see, just communicating, you see the communication thing. And that's why, with due respect, these days, I find it difficult to watch Nollywood. In fact, not even Nollywood, even Hollywood. It's not every kind of movie that I watch on Hollywood. I'll tell my wife that I rather go and watch Najo Wilds than watch some kind of movies. So I want to sit down and watch documentaries. There's one documentary I watched recently. See, you may go and watch it. I may recommend it to you guys. It is called I Am Not Your Guru. I Am Not Your Guru. Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins. I Am Not Your Guru. It's on Netflix, right? I'm Not Your Guru. It's on Netflix. It's a documentary on what is it? Anthony Robbins, how he does his public counseling. But you see, it's for counselors. Why am I recommending it to lawyers? Because aren't you also a counselor? Aren't you called a counselor in foreign countries? In some foreign countries, you are called a counselor. So if you are reading what counselors are also reading and watching what counselors are also watching, you are not out of place. And guess what? If you watch what he does during his public speaking, you can apply it in court. There's a way. Do you know this is not my? I don't know if any person. I don't know, Tijani, if you ever met me. I don't know if you ever met me. If there was ever any time we were in court together, right?
No, sadly, no.
Never. Sadly, no. Do you know this is not the voice I use in court. This is not the voice I use in court. When I get to court, this is how I introduce myself. With due respect to the honorable court, my name is All Right Egbe. My lord, All Right is spelled. I'll say my name is All Right Egbe. Did you notice that my voice has changed? Then the moment I say my name is All Right Egbe, guess what I'll do? I play a psychological thing. I turn away from the judge. And I say, my lord, All Right is spelled as in okay. And Egbe as in EIGBA. Now, people will ask me that, why do you change your voice? Why is it that when you are in court, your voice is different from when you are preaching? Your voice is different from when you are counseling. I say, because I just know. I just have to understand the different people, the different mannerism. Why will some people be talking in court and they fold their hands? And some people be talking in court and they put their hands on the table. They are communicating something. So what you do is that when you are in a community like Young Legal Professionals Club, you want to see what are your guys doing? How are they doing it? I know it is sometimes tempting to want to be jealous, right? Sometimes like it's not like it's even as intelligent as I am. It's not like it's even like this. Like many of my younger lawyers are doing far better than me financially. But the only difference between me and them is that when you track our financial progress, I don't know how many of you know how to do that thing. You're like, oh, you have more. But when it comes to percentage, who is higher? Right? When they will track it, all of them will come back and meet me and say, all right, how are you doing? I just discovered recently that some of the people around me that are always having loose cash to do, they are investing in stock, they are investing in shares, they are investing in this. How do you guys do it? Like, they are just small, there are apps that they use and they are able to invest a 5,000 naira here, a 5,000. As family and friends, as two of us are speaking right now, my registration fee for NBA AGC next year is already in my account. I'm not just talking about my registration. I'm not just talking about my bar practicing fee. I'm not talking about my bar practicing fee. I'm talking about AGC. What I am saving right now, the next savings that is happening now is the flight ticket for my wife and I, because she's usually my conference material. Why? Because I have to tell myself that from every appearance fee that I get, there's a percentage that goes to an account, and that account is the one that pays my practicing fees, dues that I pay in every other professional association that I join, my agency, and everything. So every appearance fee, if it's 20% of every appearance fee, it's always going to the account. It's always going to the account. Will I be hungry? I will be hungry. You will see me, you will be wondering, like, this guy be a BSF, you know, who smooth like that. Well, that's your headache. But you see, where people matter, you will see me there, and you'll be wondering, how come is it here? You will always be wondering, like, this guy does not even look like that. But how come he's always in the place where people matter? It's just I learned these things. So faith, find the people around you. See what they are charging. If what they are charging is above what you are charging, ask them how they do it. Tell them to show you how they do it. In fact, tell them that if they want to charge somebody, they should bring you along, or they should share the chat with you. You can even tell them.
Okay, wait, all right. You see, rather than we doing okay, let Faith ask those people around that, just use you now. Just give us like a demo. I know you did one earlier with respect to how you convinced your colleague that was called to come to the police station to say, okay, my minimum is 350.
Oh, okay.
And then, I know you did that, and then the person was able to charge. I think collect is about 400, and then you have your Christmas gift as the suit itself. So, but
yes, sir.
Could you just do? Yeah, I know. So could you just walk us through it? Like, give us
another
like a
demo.
Yeah, give us another demo.
Okay.
So please give us another demo.
Okay, great.
That way.
So let's do something. Let me give you a demo, and let me not use law, because if I use law, your psychology is already wired. All of you, your psychology is already wired, so it will be challenging for me to break out. So let me ask somebody here. Who is somebody here that want to book me for counseling? Any person, try it out. You actually have a matter, or you have someone that wants to book for counseling. Any person, you can mute your microphone and you want to book me for counseling. Maybe you will have a little matter. Maybe like, oh, maybe I'm not sleeping well. I have sleep anxiety and the rest, and I want to book. Okay,
Okay.
Organero Kume.
Yeah. Okay, okay,
In
then
abbreviation, Kume.
let me bring
Yes.
Kome
So
up
bring Kume
so that
up.
we can have. So Kome, I've sent you a request to unmute. Could you do so, please? Yes, you are muted, Kome. Could you also switch on your video too, please? And I also I would also like to encourage our other attendees to please be proactive in this, because we need to move away from theory into practical. And I think if there's one thing All Right has done so far is it has been as practicable as possible. These are things where people spend years into learning. I'm sure All Right, what things All Right has told us today, he has gathered over 14 years. Over a span of less than 3 hours, you've gotten content that has taken someone 14 years to build. And that's not just 14 years from his position as a lawyer, but also as a counselor. So you're having like a diverse experience that he has been able to create into something actionable and practicable for you. So please, let us try as much as possible to take as much advantage of this as much as we can. Thankfully, All Right is also working from home today, so that we
Yes,
can
sir.
squeeze him as much as possible, and we can get this done. So please, Kome, please, can you speak? You have the floor.
Kume, how you doing?
Kome, we can't hear you. I think it's not connected.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you
Oh,
now.
so Kume is a man.
Yes.
Thank you. Help me pronounce your surname. Please, how do you pronounce your surname?
Uzeri. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
Zeri, that's nice. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you very much. So,
Is it my network or Kume's network?
No, Kome, I can
sure,
hear
just a
Kome. I
second.
can even see him.
I'm trying to turn up my
Okay,
volume.
why?
I don't know why
Okay,
it's low.
okay.
No, but
It's
I
this
can.
particular
Okay.
internet it's my internet that is unstable. So Kume, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh, great. Please help me again. What did you say was the pronunciation of your surname?
Uzeri.
Zeri.
Uzeri.
Oh, wow, that's nice. That's fine. Thank you for
Yes,
showing off. Well,
thank
my
you.
name is All Right, and I'll be your counseling psychologist. And I'm glad that you actually chose to decide to do this. You see, I was actually looking at it and I was wondering, like, why would Coleman be insisting on wanting to talk to me right now? So please, what's the matter? What's just that matter that made you to come?
Sorry, I didn't get you. I think I'm having a problem with my headset.
Oh,
I didn't get
great.
you.
So I have to
Yes.
start again,
My
right?
apologies.
Yes. No, don't apologize. I will still be able to break you and put you in character, right?
Go
But
ahead.
I want to share a lesson from there. When I was asking for the pronunciation of your name, it was not
Yes.
necessarily because I could not pronounce your name. I wanted
Oh,
to make you feel special about that name. And I wanted
interesting.
you to feel as if I was so interested in wanting to know your name and address you by your name. If not, I've already started calling you Kume. I could have continued with Kume. So why did I want to ask about your surname? It's because there's a programming with which you showed up, and I needed to first of all distract you out of that programming,
Yeah,
right?
I get
So
that.
I decided
Yes.
to ask you that question
Give me a second.
and just go straight.
Go ahead, I'm listening to you.
Yes.
Hello. Fine, thank you, sir. I have to go into a meeting. All right. Sorry, guys. I have to leave. I have an urgent board meeting. My apologies. I have to
Oh,
go.
Okay,
Bye.
so,
sorry, sorry. So who else again? Who else wants to do? Where is Faith? I loved Faith's voice when she was speaking.
I have to leave this meeting now.
Beth is still here. I'm still here. Thank you.
okay,
Great.
okay, Faith. So if please, I don't know if you
Yes.
would like to. I mean,
Even if you do not want to unmute, even if you don't want to put on your
turn
camera,
on
even
your
if your
video.
camera is off, but that's fine. But why is it that I'm finding it difficult to place your accent?
Because I think my accent is funny. You know, it's
Mhm.
jumps from continent to continent, depending on what I'm saying.
Because I was looking at the name Zikeri and I was wondering
So it's
like,
Zekeri. It's Zekeri. It's an Igala name. Um,
oh wow. So Igala afternoon will be show Dudu Abi
no,
Oroka.
Odudu is yeah. Odudu is morning, Oroka afternoon.
Oroka is afternoon. Okay. Abole.
Yeah.
Oh, Abole is Iduma. Okay. I hope I'm getting everything clearly. So
Oh,
Faith, I noticed that you booked counseling and I wanted to know why.
well, I've been experiencing some issues
Mm,
recently,
mhm.
and I thought maybe it might be best to talk to a professional who can guide me through the process and
Oh,
help
great.
me navigate it properly.
Oh, great. And the truth about it is that I'll be so, so glad to help you. And trust me, you will enjoy it all the way because, ah, why should faith be going through so much problems like that? But, are you free to talk about it right now? Are you in a comfortable place? Is someone else in the room?
I'm in a comfortable place. Nobody else is in the room.
Okay. I actually wish I could do the same, but there's someone else in the room that will be hearing what I'm telling you. Right. So if you do not mind and if you are not offended, do you think we could be able to talk again tomorrow?
I'm sure it's fine, depending on the time that's available for you. But
Well,
tomorrow will be fine.
no, 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 no. You need to be helped. And that's why I'm here. So what's going to happen is that if you tell me your convenient times, maybe you suggest 3 times, I should be able to find one to pick, if that is okay.
Okay. I think 11 a.m. to 11:45 is free, and I
Okay.
can find 30 minutes between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. But I don't
Okay.
know whether that'll be sufficient for our session.
2:30 to 3 o'clock. That'll be about the time I'll be going to pick my kids from school, but I think the 11 a.m. will be good time. The sun will not be high and you'll be in good spirit, I guess. Right?
I guess so as well.
Okay. I wouldn't know if you know that we charge for our services.
I would expect nothing less.
Oh, great. So that's fine. But this is actually how it works, right? You receive an invoice of what our consultation fee is, but do not worry. This is how it works for us, right? You're going to speak with me tomorrow. And after that, you will still have an opportunity to speak with me again on another day. Because what I'm going to be doing tomorrow will just be to listen to you without interruptions. I want to just hear everything that you want to tell me. And by the time you are done, I may want to carry out some assessments, give you some tasks to do, and want you to return for us to continue the conversation so that I can give you proper counsel. Right. So for me to be able to hear you, assess you properly, because I don't want to make errors, right? There's every possibility that what you want to share you may have experiences for about 1 year, and 1 hour may not be enough for you to express everything. So I may not want to make errors, and that's why we usually want to speak to that person again, right? So what we charge for this service is just 150,000. And with this 150,000, you're able to get these 2 sessions. And not just that, if there's any need for you to speak to me, maybe as an emergency, you can always reach out. Do you think that's something you could do?
Yes, I believe that's something I could do.
Okay, great. So what's going to happen is that I'll end this call in a few minutes, but kindly be assured that once the call is ending, you will receive the invoice in your mail or in your WhatsApp. All right. And whenever you want to speak with me, if things would change between now and 11 a.m. tomorrow, you can just reach out with a call. Right.
All right. So I would want to know, does the payment come before or after the session?
Oh, we wish the payment could come after the session, but we'll be following up with payment after sessions could look embarrassing, could look as if our clients do not want to pay us, and we don't like our clients feeling that way. So we usually prefer that the clients pay before the session so that during their sessions, they know that all their mind and attention is on getting the help they need and not necessarily about, oh, when will I pay? When will I pay? Will I pay tomorrow or will I pay later?
Okay, could we do it this way? Because 150,000 might be a bit inconvenient right now. So
Okay.
could I pay 50% upfront and then after the session I'll pay the other 50%. That way both of us are committed and I'll be able to have a bit of leeway when it comes to making the payment.
I would have loved that. I would have loved that. But I also don't want to be thinking about the money while attending to you. But I do understand that right now you're unable to do 100%. So how about we do it? You make maybe 80% right now, and you let us know when you'll be able to pay the balance. I mean, we will not have to follow you up. You will just pay the balance whenever you want to. How about that?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very kind concession.
Okay.
Yes, but like I I still have a little bit of a problem, right? And I don't want you to feel like I don't value your service because I can
Mhm.
already tell from now that I'm going to get maximum benefit out of these sessions.
Mhm.
So could I pay 60% upfront and in 2 weeks unfailingly I'll pay the balance of 40%?
Okay,
Unfailingly
great.
without follow-up.
Okay, great. 60%. That's fine. So what's going to happen is this is how we'll do it. You will have your first session on the 60%, and you would book your second session from the date you pay the remaining 40%. Do you think that will be fine?
Yes, yes, thank you very much. I'm
Okay,
really glad
great.
we're able to come to an agreement.
Okay, great. So thank you.
Thank you. Have
You're
a good day.
welcome. You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, thank you, Faith. I saw Olivia. So let me do what happens there. Right. This is it. When I gave Faith 150K for the consultation session, what you people don't know at the back end is that based on value and the cost of us rendering that service, the cost of us rendering that service is actually 70K.
I don't know. I think it's just unfortunate that when a particular crucial point is being passed, the network comes into play again. Okay, while we wait for All Right to please rejoin us, Oliver, can you please? I would ask you to unmute if you could share
Yeah,
your thoughts,
yeah,
please.
yeah. I was just about to comment on that role play that he had with Faith. I logged off for a while, but I wanted to like ask some questions around billing, right? Because I can see like I mean, we say lawyers we charge by the hour, right? And he spent
Yes.
a long time, engaging her. Um, I know to make her feel comfortable, right? But
Yes.
I've dealt with so many clients that yes, you are trying to handhold them, you are trying to make them feel comfortable until billing, and they are not even prepared for any sense of billing, right? Or they are just thinking that oh, your legal services is 100,000 or 200,000, and then when you slam them with the bill at the end, they are like and you've just been listening to them trying to be polite, but so there was this lady that called me. She had some family related matters she wanted me to handle, and she was just talking a lot, right? And I regret even having that conversation because she engaged me for like 2 hours, and I was feeling like, oh well, after all this story, we're leading somewhere. Then when the final point now came and I mentioned how much I wanted to take, she suddenly realized she could solve her problems by dialogue with her partner, right? So sometimes I think,
Yes.
especially when you know that this is a referral that you've never worked with before, perhaps
Yeah.
you just posted something online and the person is calling you. I don't think it might be a good idea to go too long in conversation without giving a sense of the cost upfront. Because some clients, some people, they just even want to just find someone to gist with. Maybe they don't have friends and they're just like, oh, let me just talk to this lawyer and let's engage.
Okay.
And when you mention money, they suddenly realize that their problems have gone away. So I wanted to ask him, is it really a good idea to go the whole 10 yards with the client in conversation, right? In the sense
Okay.
of you are trying to, walk them
It's
into
all right. It's all
Can
right.
you see me?
Is that?
Can you see me? Is my camera on?
No.
My camera is on here.
Yes, it's on. It's on. It's on. Yes.
So
Okay.
whether you should go 10 years, right?
Yeah,
I got that
so
question.
do we engage the client so long before we mention our bill and then the client starts negotiating? Or do we just first, oh, well, for this nature of service, our consultation fee is likely to be this? Because sometimes the whole consultation has already gone into like 80% of consulting before you're not mentioning money for consultation fee.
Let's get it like this. Let me break it down. I like that question. I love the question. Let me break it down. Do you know that in the conversation that I mentioned with Faith did not mention the issue she had. I did not allow her to mention the problem she had. For example, right? And I had the time. Okay, to an extent, I had the time, and that was because I was trying to break a wiring she already had on this call. If she was somebody who just contacted me directly, the call will not be that long because she does not have a wiring, a setting. She has not experienced me before. Faith has already experienced me before on this call. Faith knows that she's a lab rat. So it took that long because Faith already knew that she was a lab rat while we were here. If Faith has just called right now that, oh, hello, sorry, I am trying to, is this all right? And I would like to book a counseling session, or I would like to talk with you. Is this a good time? I'd have just told her that, oh, great. I would also like to talk with you and help you on this. However, I attend to my clients via appointment. So if you do not mind, would you want me to send you the link with which you book the appointment via WhatsApp, or you want me to send to you via SMS? She will say, oh, okay. You can send via SMS or you can send via WhatsApp. I was okay, fine. The moment I drop this call, I'll be sending you that link right away. Now, once I send the link, I don't need to tell her consultation fee or this rest. I've already just told her that she needs to book an appointment because I'm not available right now. When she enters my booking link, the truth about is that we are all professionals and we are consultants, right? So if we are consultants, then people should book appointments. People should fix meetings and the rest. And as a consultant, they want to consult you. You just say, okay, can you check my calendar, right? My calendar carries my court calendar, everything. You can't see it. I'm the only person that can see the back end. You only see my free times and my free days, right? So I just say, okay, you call and you say, oh, sorry, is this barrister? All right. Yes. Please, I was referred to you, or I saw your number online, or I picked your number from Facebook because I want to do a divorce. I'm like, okay, great. You want to divorce your husband, right? Yes. Please, how many years have you been married for? Right? The reason why I'm asking that question is I don't want to dismiss you immediately. How many years have you been married for? Say, okay, we're married for about 15 years, or I've been married for so years. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Right now I'm in the middle of something, but I want to give you attention. So I want to send you my link for you to book an appointment. Should I send it to you via SMS, or is this your WhatsApp number? And the person will say, I'll send it via SMS. I say, okay, very fine. Please, I'll be sending it right away. And I send the person. So the challenge you will have many of the times is if you have to be the one introducing the money. Let your system introduce the money. And so that was why I said, Faith, she's superb, she's amazing, we collaborated, but Faith already had an idea that I would charge her a consultation fee. The person who is coming to meet me does not have an idea that I'll charge a consultation fee to a large extent. The person just knows I want to speak with a lawyer. So I say, book an appointment. So when the person books an appointment, my form tells you everything I told Faith, for example, is on my booking form. Everything I told Faith, for example, is in my booking form. So if I were to share my booking form here right now, you will see that everything that the conversation I actually had with Faith is actually there. It gives her the breakdown of this is what to expect. This is how to go about it. This is the duration. It also tells you the duration of the consultation session. And once your time is about going out, my Google Meet will tell you that your time is out, that you should schedule another appointment. Right? So that's where you should do it. Don't do, if you are not in the position Faith and I were in, if you are not in the position that Faith and I were in, don't even bother telling them about the consultation fee. Let your booking form do that. And so that's why I said I'm going to share with Tijani. So maybe Tijani, the day we are sharing it, we'll do a we can do a video. This is people's last session for the year. So Tijani, two of us, we will do it, right? And we'll record it, and you can share it with the community.
Yeah, that's great, because we also share post events, post KSS. We also share the links, the YouTube links to the sessions we have. So, but
Okay.
maybe what we'll do is for that session, I don't know, maybe you might want it, if you give permission for it to also be publicized on the YouTube page, we'll do
Okay.
that. But if it's not, those who attended the session, those who registered for the session, will be sent a link to access it via Zoom.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
great. It's just because we need to respect everybody's time. If not, I would have just said, let's just do, it's just on your Google. So almost everybody uses Google one way or the other.
Exactly.
Almost everybody uses Google one way or the other. Even for those who use iOS, iOS and Google easily sync. So once you just give people your appointment, you don't have to be the one saying, when you say you want to see a doctor, or you see you are going to a hospital, the hospital will not tell you that you are paying consultation fee until you get there and you are talking to the nurse. And so by the time you are talking to the nurse and the rest, the nurse are taking your details. The nurse will not tell you that, okay, you have to go and pay so and so for you to see the doctor. So they have first of all received you. You don't just walk into a hospital or walk into an accountant's office or walk anywhere and they just drop consultation on your face. No, they receive you, they welcome you, they show interest in whatsoever you want to do. Then they tell you that, okay, for us to do this, please, this is what we charge for this. And now when you are charging, like I mentioned earlier on, when you are charging, don't charge your exact cost, charge above it. For example, the minimum we want to make from every consultation fee is 70,000. That's the minimum we want to make from every consultation fee. But what we charge is 100 if the person gives a call. So it means that even if, as Faith said, can she do 60 right now? If you see what I did, I put Faith on the spot. I put Faith on the spot based on her own conscience. We would not like to follow up on you. So we just want a situation whereby you tell us what you pay and you will tell us when you pay the balance. Sometimes when the clients say this is when they will pay the balance, we keep it at that. We have the meeting with them. Then we ask them, oh, please, remember you mentioned that you are going to pay the balance on so date. Would you want us to send you a reminder? Or you won't mind? And they'll tell, okay, please send me a reminder. Or someone will tell you, don't worry. I have already said I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it. But the thing about it is you want to show that relationship. You want to show that interest in the person. Notice something. I want you to notice something. Faith started feeling bad that she did not have the money to pay now. It means that I switched her into her emotional zone. So she started feeling like, oh man, this is actually something that I would like. I would like this kind of service. I would like this, but I wish I could pay it right now. Right? Now you have compared the person emotionally, you have moved the person out of logic. If you keep on putting people in logic, they will keep on calculating your fees and your charges. So you want to move them from logic to emotions. And so now emotions, they now feel that, oh, they need to pay you to feel better in themselves. They now feel like, I cannot be enjoying all of this and I will not pay. Like I only had 50K budget, but is there something I can do to make it up to 60? So I'll tell you that I don't even have that money to pay now, but don't worry. If before that 11 a.m. tomorrow, I'm sure I'll be able to raise something and add to it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Now, They are not emotional. It's no longer logic. And you see, it is always emotions that sell. All the fake pastors that carry women money and carry people's money, it's not logic. They switch to emotions. All the products that you buy, all the products people want to buy, iPhone 17, people want to buy this and that. You see men that the moment they see a lady and the lady asks them for a favor, they now start feeling bad, like if I don't help her, they'll think that I'm a terrible man. You have just switched from the logical aspect to the emotional part. Oh, please, sir, could you help me do so and so and so? Well, you just switch the person. Like, if I say no, it looks like I'm wicked. Right? So you must learn how to move people from that. Their logic will never pay. And that's why it's very difficult for you to, when you want to negotiate with an organization, don't negotiate with their treasurers and their financial secretaries. Don't do it. Don't do it. Those people, they negotiate with logic. They see the figure. They know how much. They forget it. Negotiate with the chairman, with the secretary. Better still, go and negotiate with the welfare officer. Go and negotiate with those people. Why? You can easily, those people can, you just make them feel good. They were saying that during this your administration, you did this, your members will be able to do this, and this is how you do. It makes them feel good. But when you're talking to the accountants, the treasurer, and the finance, they are thinking about how much is in their account. No, we cannot pay it. There's no way we can pay it. We don't have that kind of money. Cannot pay it because they are logical. Unless you are able to move them away from that standing point. So that would just be the counsel I would give on that.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, thank you so much to our attendees. It's been a really, really interesting and very practicable session, and I really commend and thank you for giving us being able to translate what you are saying. So being able to give what it is that you've mentioned and show us real practical sense to it, and we thank you for that. So I know that our timing was with respect to 3 and we are well past it now. So I would like to end the session, but this session, the recording will be available for all to see. We'll do a follow-up email that has the links to that. And I will also have conversations all right offline to have that session with respect to how to do that booking itself, so that everyone can benefit from it and we can begin to apply in our own practice those nuggets that are being shared by All Right. And as All Right said, it's all right is okay. So, so thank you very much.